So there were stories out today that Donald Trump Jr., according to CNN, and again, this is so early in this story that you need a little more information, but Donald Trump Jr. and others in the Trump organization received an email in September of 2016 offering a decryption key and a website address for hacked Wikileaks documents. It's according to an email provided to congressional investigators. Donald Trump Jr., of course, forgets that. I mean, so there is multiple communications. Now, WikiLeaks doesn't necessarily mean Julian Assange. It doesn't necessarily mean even who knows whether or not people were placed in WikiLeaks specifically to be operatives for other interests. In the end, WikiLeaks is a conduit. And whether they know where they're getting it from or not, that's not really relevant. It's just there apparently is just like a lot of communications. Now, does this mean I want you, if you are one of those diehard people who absolutely cannot handle the idea that there were other factors besides Hillary Clinton's refusal to go to free college as opposed to debt-free college, or her, history of being too cozy to banks, or
it's my wife.
If you can't accept that in a race that involves 70,000 votes out of 120 million, plus that there may be other factors which contributed to her losing, you may want to turn whatever device you're listening to me on off for a moment. Okay? Are you gone? Good. Even if the collusion wasn't the single reason why Hillary Clinton lost, even if it had no impact, even if Russia is not the threat to us that the old Soviet Union was, this is still pretty inappropriate behavior, and certainly enough to be investigated, and certainly enough to justify an investigation that might find out a lot of other criminal activity by these people. I mean, that's probably what's going to be the end game here. Now, I don't think it's going to get anybody fired, but
you start fishing around bank accounts.
And here is George Stephanopoulos sitting down with Simona Mangianti. She is George Papadopoulos's. Is it George Papadopoulos? Everybody just calls him Papadopoulos now. This is the guy that
I
Mueller
call him Ambassador Papadopoulos.
Arrested in July.
Model UN.
And sat on him for a long time and basically got him to flip. And maybe wear white, no one's sure. But she is pushing back against the notion that he was just a coffee boy. Now, watch this and understand, too, that she probably has a motivation to inflate this guy's role because he's already nailed by Mueller. Anything he did illegally, he is got to provide stuff from Mueller that's going to help Mueller. And apparently they're writing a book, the title of which is pretty interesting. But
from what you know about his story, what do you think the title of that story is?
Don't want to spoil his premiere, but I think he has been sort of the first domino in the Russian gate.
The first domino?
I think it has been sort of. So something like that will make understand is the first one who decided to break the silence in this situation.
It is totally, totally unfair that Papadopoulos flips on me and then he gets a 10 from the former Soviet bloc. Totally unfair.
Not right.
They're playing for keeps now.
I bet you could convince Trump that that's Tiffany.
Why is Tiffany... First of all, Tiffany got work done. Secondly, now she's... I thought she just started law school.
What happens after the first domino? I don't get it.
How many dominoes are there? Do the dominoes end in Jared going away so I can have date nights more with Ivanka again? That would work.
Here is
Good luck in prison,
I don't know.
Shabazz boy.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos.